What if I told you that one of the biggest stars from the team the Dodgers just beat in the World Series could be wearing Dodger blue next season, but not at his usual position? Yeah, I'm talking about Bichette. The Toronto Blue Jays all-star shortstop, the heart of their lineup, could reportedly be on the Dodgers' radar and might be willing to switch positions just to join this team. Guys, this could be massive. We're talking about a two-time all-star, one of the best contact hitters in baseball, potentially joining an already loaded lineup of Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani, and Will Smith. But where would he fit? What would this mean for Betts playing second base? And could the Dodgers actually afford another superstar contract? Let's break this all down. And trust me, Dodger fans, this is one rumor you don't want to ignore. But first, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all the Dodgers moves this offseason and also help us reach our goal of 10,000 subscribers.
Making the brand so strong, and it's been amazing to see how the Dodgers were able to do this, starting with Shohei, the value of having Shohei Ohtani here. Without him, you don't have Yamamoto here possibly, and you don't have Sasaki here possibly. So you have to pay attention to that influence and what the Dodgers have been able to do. I'm assuming this is not the last time we're going to see this. Their influence and the way they're playing the game, what Yamamoto was doing tonight is going to set an example for a lot of players on how the game should be played and what we're capable of doing in big games.
Well, I don't know how many millions of people were watching in Japan.
A lot
tonight.
of them.
Right, we know that. And I could go back to Hideo Nomo. I got a chance to play with the Mets after he left the Dodgers. A Dodger great, Japanese great player. And I do think now, as a result of certainly starting with Ohtani and what we see with Yamamoto, that it's got to be a lineage of you're a great young Japanese player. Where do you want to play? I mean, this is cool. Los Angeles, West Coast. This is not going to go away. I mean, they've got a little bit corner on the market of great, especially pitchers coming from Japan.
8 years left on the Ohtani deal. Could they win 5 more? I mean, what kind of dynasty are we talking here? This could be wild.
You know what's crazy? How
it's wild.
Lines changed. If they didn't win, we would have been talking about are they on the back end of it?
Oh no, yes. No, you're right. We would have. Postseason, another Dodger title. When you look back and you think to yourself, okay, the entire postseason, what stands out? To me, it was the year of Cal Raleigh, this humble superstar, a catcher at 60 home runs, nicknamed the Big Dumper. It was the other side of the George Springer homer in the ALCS. To see this guy who gave everything he had behind the plate cry at his locker and say the season was a disappointment, when really it wasn't, because what he did changed the organization. Cal Raleigh, to me, is the image that I'm going to remember. How much this kid who became a star, possibly an MVP, cared about his team winning. That's what I'm going to come away with.
I know what I'm going to remember. I'm going to remember the best game, the best single postseason game in history for a player. And that was the Shohei Ohtani game.
Oh, yeah.
October 17th, Game 4, the sweeping game of the Milwaukee Brewers. Shohei Ohtani, 6 shutout innings, 3 home runs. Never seen it before. Don't think we'll ever see it again.
I got 2. I can't overlook what Yamamoto did tonight and what he's done in this postseason, the MVP. He pitched the first pitch for the Dodgers in Japan and threw the last pitch in Canada for Major League Baseball.
I love that.
You talk about an international sport, and from a guy who's done some things that I can't even imagine. But the last thing is the love for Clayton Kershaw. We saw what he did in that bases loaded situation. What a gentleman, an amazing pitcher, future Hall of Famer. But boy, I'll tell you guys, this has been an amazing World Series. So many ups and downs, and as you just alluded to, our last block, I mean, we could be talking about easily that the Toronto Blue Jays were world champs.
Absolutely.
No doubt. Look, we have production meetings, and before this Game 7, we fought hard to get Clayton Kershaw on our show. And to have him open up the pregame show before Game 7, he was so gracious with his time to do that, to really make it not just about him, but about what the history of this day meant. Because this is one of the signature pitchers in sports history. And he comes out, he makes jokes, and he's got a beard.
You probably have that, don't you? I've seen those. They look like great fun. They really, I gotta say, they look like great fun. Yeah, they do. But more fun than the little thing I've got, the handheld. I mean, those look like a lot more fun. Welcome to PTI, boys and girls. And today, which was a great World Series that ended Saturday with the Dodgers getting late home runs from Miguel Rojas and Will Smith. They got relief appearances from 3 starters in that game, including 34 pitches from Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who threw 96 pitches the night before. The Dodgers became the first National League team to repeat as world champion since the Big Red Machine 50 years ago. Wilbon, what did you make of what you saw?
Tony, I guess in general, I made of it that it's like the most exciting, one of the most exciting World Series I've ever seen. And I've been watching them for 60 years. It was even the Game 7, I thought, this is hard for me. I thought Game 7 was even more exciting, possibly, than the 2016 Game 7 featuring my Cubbies winning in Cleveland. That's going a ways. But when you say, what sticks with me, Rojas and Pages and Yamamoto, as you mentioned, and a forced play at the plate, which has to be reviewed because you're not sure the catcher's foot was on home plate, and a stab of a foot at first base on a play, which could end the World Series, and he barely gets it down a nanosecond before the runner gets there. There was so many plays that were inches, and the catch in center field, come on now, in left center, the World Series is going to be over, and I feel for Toronto because I thought they blew it. I do. I think they blew it. They had so many chances that by the time we got out, you can't give up 3 home runs in a Game 7 at home and think you're going to win the Game 7. I feel for Toronto, but it's just wow. That's my reaction. Wow.
So I had Tim Kirchin on my podcast this morning. Tim said it's the most exciting World Series he has ever seen, and he's covered 46 World Series. Like you, I felt that whichever team won, it would have been okay. They would have been deserving. But what the Dodgers did in Game 6 and 7, to win 6 and 7 on the road like that, to end 6 and 7 with double plays, they were the defense that was played. Pages' catch, he makes contact with Kiki Hernandez. I mean, there's people are falling.
Runs him over.
He saves the game. He saves the series. I thought, Mike, a game goes 18 innings and the Dodgers win. Game 6 ends on a weird double play, the line out and the force out at second. Game 7. Your reliever was your starter the night before. I mean, to me, these were like providential wins. It was like it was almost preordained. I've never seen a series where there have been so many great plays at home plate. There was contact hitting throughout the whole series, not just home runs. There was defense throughout the whole series. It wasn't just strikeouts and home runs. It was a fabulous thing to watch. And, the Dodgers have a lot of money, and people have the impression that their players are pampered. Well, starting pitcher Tyler Glasnow goes and relieves in 6 and 7. Starting pitcher Blake Snell goes and relieves in 7. Starting pitcher Shohei Ohtani pitches Game 7 on 3 days rest, and starting pitcher, Yamamoto writes his name into all-time history by going out there to do things that just could not believe. It was great for baseball. It was great. Let's take a break. Still to come, should Dan Quinn feel...
So, according to Bleacher Report's Kerry Miller, the Los Angeles Dodgers are one of the top landing spots for Bichette this offseason. And that's pretty wild when you think about it, because the Dodgers just beat his Blue Jays in 7 games to win back-to-back World Series titles. Imagine the narrative if Bichette decided to jump ship and join the team that took his ring away. But here's where things get interesting. Miller suggested that Bichette could actually switch positions if he signs with the Dodgers, possibly moving to second base. Yeah, you heard that right. The same Bo Bichette, who's been Toronto's everyday shortstop since his debut, might need to give up that position to fit in Los Angeles. Now, why would that happen? Well, it's pretty simple. Mookie Betts. Mookie has done everything the Dodgers asked of him. He's gone from right field to second base to shortstop, proving he's one of the most versatile superstars in the game. But here's the thing, Mookie is now 33 years old and still has 7 more seasons left on his contract. That's a lot of wear and tear on a player who's been moving around the infield so much. So if the Dodgers do bring in Bichette, there are 2 realistic options. 1. Move Bichette to second base and keep Betts at shortstop for now. Or 2. Put Bichette back at shortstop and move Betts to second, reducing some of the physical toll on Mookie's arm and legs. Either way, it gives the Dodgers a chance to stabilize the middle infield with 2 elite players, one who brings veteran leadership and another entering his prime. Let's not forget how good Bo Bichette actually is. He's only 27, a 2-time All-Star, and in 2025, he hit 3-on-1 with 18 home runs and 94 RBIs in just 139 games. That's elite level consistency. His career OPS sits around 830, and we're talking about a guy who led the American League in hits in both 2021 and 2022. Sure, his defense at shortstop isn't exactly Gold Glove level. He's had negative defensive metrics for several years, but if he moves to second base or even DH, that bat plays everywhere. And the Dodgers have never been shy about moving players around to maximize their